Okay, welcome back. It's Friday evening, 10 to 7, and Kurt's not over here tonight because I've got to put the engine back together. A few comments from the English Championship meeting video. People were asking what were they checking. I'll have a little run through and we'll have a look at what they were checking, or some of what they were checking. Some of it was the brakes and the shock absorbers. There was the ride height and the weight when they put the cars on scales, and they're having a look at the weight of the car. But the main thing is the engine. So they had a good look, once the heads were off, they had a good look at the bore size, the stroke of the piston, because they have to remain standard. So they were looking for machining that would give you an advantage. They took the clutch and the flywheel off and they weighed them. A couple of comments about flywheels, but we'll get into that. Anyway, so I needed a head gasket set, or I need a head gasket set, and various other bits and pieces like the cam belt. I need to get a water pump, and all this has got to be reassembled. So if we have a look at the head that was removed from this and see what they checked there. These are in the box of bits that we were left with. On the head, this is allowed to be machined. So the head's allowed to be skimmed, but the rest of it has to remain standard. So standard camshafts. There's nothing really to see here. They told us to remove two of the valves, one inlet and one exhaust valve. Hey, it works. So they could examine the valves to see if these faces on the valves have been machined, and just to make sure they were standard valves that come on this engine. Also, they spent quite a bit of time having a look. Oh, it's difficult, I'll get a light. So they spent quite a bit of time having a look at valve seats, checking if there's been any machining inside these bits where the air goes in and goes out into the exhaust. So these valves need to go back in. They also had a good look at the springs, make sure they were standard, which they are, and they compared these components with the ones from the other engines that they stripped. They had them all laid out next to each other, and they could compare them all. So we were all running the same. These have got to go back, which I'll be doing today. And they're the hydraulic tappets, which are standard part. The camshafts, see they put our, as we took them out, they put our number, and this is exhaust camshaft. And there's some measurements on here. They checked the width of the cam lobe, and I'm not sure. They might check the height of them as well, but I didn't watch it all. All I was interested in was if they passed or not. They were checking to see if there was anything machined here. So these were adjusted to adjust the valve timing. That was it for the head, I think. This flywheel has to remain standard, so no machining. You can lighten flywheels, and obviously that gives you an advantage. So they were checking for any machining, but this is a bit grubby really. Definitely standard, but they weighed them anyway, and they were all the same, although the other ones were quite a bit cleaner than this one, which sort of indicates that they were fresher engines. The clutch, they put our number in there and on there, and again they were looking for any sort of extra machining other than standard. And I suppose they weighed these, possibly. So that bolts onto the flywheel bolts onto the engine block. Carburetor, so we had to put the carburetor on the roof, and Dean come round and had a good look at the carburetors. Obviously there's a restrictor plate between the carburetor and the inlet manifold. There's only one model of carburetor that we can use, which is a DMTL. They had a good look over it anyway, and they were quite happy with these. They compared them, they're all the same, apart from this one's quite grubby. And some of them looked a lot cleaner. So the top part of the engine, where you could gain probably, well, all these parts you could gain a lot of power by adding some little modifications. I don't know all the modifications, I'm not really an engine guy, but including lightening the flywheel, it can all give you an advantage. We're allowed to have a look at each other's kit as well, so we were completely happy that they were all legal, or they're all the same. There's going to be over £200 worth of kit I've had to buy to put the engine back together, but it's worth it. So at the end of the video, we see Dean asking all the drivers, is there anything else on any of the cars that you want to see?
Dean, are we clear?
Everyone happy?
No, I'm
Drivers,
happy. Brakes are
three
good.
drivers, are you all happy? You got anything else you want checking?
He wasn't just asking the other drivers if they wanted to see components on the winner's car. They was asking all three drivers, is there anything you want to see on the other two cars? So if Kurt, for example, said, I want to see the back axle or the rear brakes or any component that's sort of buried in the car, then all three cars would have to have, say, the rear axle removed. So that was what the comment was at the end of the video. Are all the drivers happy? They've seen enough of everybody's cars for the results to stand, and which is fair. And to be fair, if we'd come second or third, we would have been checking everything. We would have been so happy that they were doing this, stripping everyone, just to make sure that there's no advantage that they would have gained over us. And if we suspected anything, we could have had a look. They would have had a look at ours, but we would have been able to have a look. So I believe it was done fairly. So just remains for me to put it all back together, really, and get it running. So I need to get on with it. Can you believe I can't find my grease? I had a pot of grease in here for like 10 years. Now I can't find it. It was up there. So I might have to use copper slip. Probably be just as good. Whether it's right or wrong, I don't know. Engine builders will probably be screaming, "You're doing it wrong! You're doing it wrong!" But we'll see if it runs. And it's in. This was something else they checked, the restrictor plate that goes under the carburetor. So these holes have to be 20mm maximum, no more. And this we got from Neil Dunn. So it's purpose made, and it's got Curtis Tebbenham inscribed in it. So these holes have been punched, and so we didn't make the restrictor plate, we bought it. Make sure it's absolutely perfect. That sits under the carburetor. I've almost finished putting the hydraulic tappets in. The camshaft's got to go in now. I'm going to put some oil on bearings where the camshaft's going to be bolted down to, and on these caps. The caps are numbered. I've had a look at the photos. If I turn this round, this head, number 1 starts here, which I'll have over this side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I've got to dig out my mini torque wrench to tighten these bolts down to 8 Newton meters. So we're going to get on with that now. Before I put the camshafts in, I am just going to vacuum test each of these ports just to make sure none of the valve seats are leaking. And I've got a little vacuum pump here to do that with. So let's do that first anyway. So it's Sunday afternoon, early evening, it's 5:30. And I'm still working on the engine. What I've got left to do, I'm going to put the manifolds on. I need to torque these bolts up on the camshaft pulleys and fit the cam belt. I've got pulleys put on here and the cam belt tensioner, which is this device here, and the bolt, which is getting a little bit mashed up now. I might have to buy a new pulley set to get the new bolt, although the bearings seem alright on the pulleys, but they come in a set so you can get that bolt. So I'll start with these, put the manifolds on and then onto the cam belt. Also, I've got to fit the flywheel and the clutch onto the back of the engine, and then we should be ready to lift the engine in. So let's get on with it. Okay, so what's the time? Almost 7 o'clock. So that's an hour and a half. This engine has taken me probably an hour on Friday, maybe 2 hours. A couple of hours Saturday, hour and a half today, maybe 5 or 6 hours to get to this point where we're ready to put the engine back into the car. She's all back together. A few bits and pieces to put on once the engine's in: start motor, front pulley, crank sensor. Kurt hasn't been over this weekend, so that gave me, because this isn't really a two-man job. It needs me to do it on my own and in my own time, take my time with it. So Kurt would have been at home doing family stuff and videos. That's it really. Tomorrow we're going to put the engine in. Hopefully, fingers crossed, get her running. So I'll see you then. Yes. Monday. Because we're not doing the weekly episodes, I can be here on a Monday. How good's that? Very good. Right, Papa Tebs has been out here busy. I'm sure you've seen already. That is now ready to be put into there. Papa Tebs put it together. I'm not saying he's not a professional. Okay. There's a lovely car alarm going off outside, thank you very much. Hopefully we get it running today, but we'll see. Maybe. 6:30 at the minute, 6:25. So give it a little timer. Car's got to go up in the air, get the shafts out, box is going to come out. Is it? Well, you want to try and put it in like that? Have you done the clutch? Yeah, have a look. Oh, I will put my head down there and I'll have a look. Papa Tebs has been on the old Scotch Brite as well, so Dylan will be happy. Yeah, cleaned up the top of the block. Yeah. And the pistons. Yeah, very nice. Alright, well, I'll have a look at the clutch then and we'll see. I'll see if it's lined up enough. The only problem with putting the engine in while the box is in is obviously if you don't line the clutch up perfectly, the cluster won't go in. But so, what we do, I'm pretty sure it's fine. Do we want to get another box or not? We did have one, didn't we? And it just... Oh yeah, some... Missing. Remember I said to you not long ago that we had people turn up? I don't know if I said it on the week. We had people turn up and we basically leave the scrap there and then I take it away. But people turn up and help themselves to it. And we had a gearbox out there that wasn't meant to be going. It was just put out there. I should have put it away. Rookie mistake. And they ended up taking that. Mama Tebs caught them in time to not take anything else, hopefully. But yeah, that gearbox went missing. But we have got more, I think. So that might be a better idea, Papa Tebs. I'll get the engine up quick before we lift it in and put a cluster, a box with a cluster in. And probably put this start motor in and this hose on the rear.
Definitely the start motor in and the wires. Oh, that's there, ready to go. We've just got to connect that one and...
That cable goes on it. So we put that on first.
Yeah.
On there.
Yeah.
So we take it off the car and put it on the start motor.
It's a lot easier doing it that way than trying to do it when the engine's in the car. So
we do this hose that goes on the rear.
Yeah, because that's a pain in the arse as well.
Yeah.
Always learning from your mistakes. Try and make things as easy as you can. We had all this when we was getting the Wadham ready for the show, if you remember that episode as well, where we tried bolting as much on as we can before we sink the engine in. Also, don't put the carb on before you put the engine in, because we've got these plates here that we have to run, obviously, to close the gap to stop any fire coming through if there is a fire, God forbid. So we make sure we don't put the carb on as well, because it makes it a lot easier. That will save us a lot of work not taking that gearbox out. But
yeah,
just a bit more juggling getting it in, that's all. Right, I'm going to go get a gearbox now, check Dad's clutch.
And the hoist.
And go grab the hoist. It's Monday, I've got quite a bit of energy as well today, which is... I've eaten well today, actually. That'd be why.
Rita! Possibly. They're
Right.
an older crowd.
You hold that steady, my dear boy. Can he do it?
Oh, that's just gone in. Is that the reversing thing?
Everyone. Well done, Papa. Right, take it back out. Let me just tap that in. Have you got a hammer or a mallet? Or the copper one, please? The copper hammer.
Did you ever doubt me?
No. I didn't.
As he's putting the gearbox on.
Of course I didn't.
Just to check.
Sweet. Well done.
Thanks.
Oh, congratulations.
Little
Little lever bar, please. I might be able to whack it out.
Cool. How easy is that?
Eater. Right, it works. Now, gun please. Take this back off. It's disgusting work this is.
I've got gloves.
I know, but...
We're not using them, but I've got some.
Yeah, it's been a bit of hard work with gloves on that bit.
No, the thin gloves.
Ah. Right, that's the dummy gearbox back off. Now...
eBay special.
eBay special. We'll jack the bottom of the gearbox up just a touch.
Yeah.
Just so when we slide it in.
We could put the little jack under there if you want. Get it out of the van.
Does that look good? I think so.
Don't know.
I think so.
Hold on.
Right, have we got all the bolts before we start throwing this in, and then halfway in we start looking for them?
Well,
You got
they're
three,
gearbox
you got three
bolts.
there. That's a start.
That's
engine.
that's that end, and there's a few engine ones in there.
Right. Everybody at home watching, can we please pray that this goes in perfectly fine? We literally yanked out. If you haven't seen the video yet, we yanked the engine out.
Don't know what they're for, do you? Oh yeah, the back, the hose. We need the hose.
Right, hose on
Let me
first.
get the hose.
Jose. Is she in?
Right, it could be.
We've got that one just down there.
Ah!
Oh, what was that?
That.
Would you like me to kiss it better? You know what you'd say to me?
What?
Be careful. Be more careful, Papa.
Would I?
Right. Am I going to lower that down a touch more?
Hold on. Let me just pull it in. I think.
Oh. I knew you wanted to take the gearbox out. Come on. Gearbox is lined up. Nice, bit of persuasion, but she's in. So once Dad's done that back one up, we can then lower the engine a bit more and line them up, just show you. Lower the engine in a bit more and line them up with our engine mounts that we got. 3 bolts that side and about 5 or 6 this side. And then once we got them on, we keep them sort of loose, get that gearbox mount on over there as well. And then we got
under the engine.
The back one's still on, isn't it? Because it's on the gearbox.
Yeah,
lovely.
Back one is, yeah.
Because that one's a pain in the arse.
It is. Lovely job. Underneath here. Check that up a little bit for us. I'll drop this oil out.
Have you not changed the oil yet?
No. The engine's been sitting there, isn't it? It's not.
I need to jack up the other side. Is that any good or not?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Because I'm going to put the cluster in that side. I haven't done this side.
It needs a clip on that boot as well.
Right, carbs all on, connected, throttle cables connected, clusters in. Oh, we plugged that in. It's still hanging down there, isn't it? The crank sensor.
But all we're going to do is turn it over, and you probably see 2 jets of oil spit out of there. No.
Hang on. That's in gear. Yeah, that'd have been painful.
Roll out the garage.
Straight into the camera. Good footage though, isn't it? Right then. Yeah. There's oil.
Should start squirting out of these caps as well. Yeah, I can see some there.
Hey, she's a squirter. Yeah,
So-
I know.
Do you want me to?
You got that end?
Yeah. Look all right?
Yeah. Where's these spark plugs, Papa?
On the bench. It's my own fault. Put a little bit more in there.
Right, core pack connected? Yes. The only thing we've got connected is the gears, but that's not stopping us starting this bad boy. Oh, we've got no rad as well yet, but.
Is it going to start first go?
Well, you did clean that carb out before Aldershot, didn't you? Before the meeting, and it was starting first go. Just going to pump a little bit of fuel through first, just a little bit. Fuel pump's not on. Wait.
Not on. Oh yes. What do you reckon?
Yeah. Go on.
Please, please, please. It's going to go one of 2 ways.
It's going to go bang. It's not going to start, or it's going to start lovely. to touch it. Is that coming out of it? You hear a bit of hissing.
It's over there, isn't it? Rattling.
Where's this? Might be the cluster. Turn off.
Yeah, might be.
Might be cluster, there's no oil in. Oh, there will be oil in there, wouldn't there? Yeah, there is.
Yeah, it's not spinning the diff though,
Yeah.
so there ain't going to be no oil jumping in there.
No, but
Right, we're happy. She's up and running. We're calling it a day. It's 9 o'clock.
yeah. Well, I'll get the rad in and
You need the pads, don't you?
rad and gearing. I'll get in the
Oh, yeah.
top. You can go in. I'll just finish that off. At least it's complete then, isn't it? Papa,
What?
this rad split. There and there.
You're going to need to alley weld it then, ain't you? I'll have to see if
I
I can
know
get in
s-
that box.
I know someone that can do it.
Oh, what's his name's dad?
Mm.
Billy's dad. Get him to do it then. Can he do it
He
this
lives around the
week?
corner. He lives in Heathrow. Right, little problem we got. I was just about to put the rad in, so obviously then once the water's in, we can turn the engine on and get it warm and hear it running properly. Because I did hear a little hiss somewhere, but until we got closed up the hole where the selector goes and we got the rad in and warmed it up, there's no point. You won't be able to tell what it is. So, about to put the rad in. We've got a split there on the alley. This bit looks like it's about to split. So, I would normally have a go at it myself, like we have been doing, but we may know someone that can alley weld properly and gets paid to do it. And they're only just round the corner. Old Billy boy, his old man. So I've just sent him a message now. If he can do it this week, then I'll drop it round to him because he's only round the corner from old man's. If he can't, then we get the alley gun out ourselves and we give it a go ourselves. Dylan won't be happy, but he's not here, is he, Dad?
No, I don't know where he is.
Nah, me neither. So hopefully I can get that sorted. If not, we'll do it ourselves. But for now, last job of the day. Tonight it's 9 o'clock at the minute. Last job of the day. I'm just going to get the gear cables in the top there. I've just filled it back up with ATF, and then that bit should be done. Hopefully, last job of the night. That's not bad. One bolt left over. One bolt, one nut and one washer. Right, that is the end of the night now. Last job of the that's too late. Last job of the day done. Me and Papa Ted's had a good shift out here. The engine is running. Lovely. No hiccups yet, hopefully. Touch metal. Touch silver. And red. And white. I've just spotted a weld I've missed. You know, them ones where you're just looking. Can't forget that. Right, now we're alone. Papa Tibbs has gone in. I just want to say thank you to everybody who sent me messages, everybody who's commented, everybody who's liked, everybody who's shared the Aldershot, everybody who does all the videos, but especially the Aldershot video. 8,000 views straight away, pretty much. Over 100 comments, might even be 200 odd comments. 400 likes or something like that, like overwhelming. I've been slowly going through and commenting back and replying and liking it and stuff like that as and when I get time to, but thank you very much. I've read them all. As you say, I'll get through and comment back to everyone eventually. Thank you very much. That's from me, Papa Tebs, Chelsea and everyone else at Tebs Racing. Thank you very much, I appreciate it. I am feeling the love. Also, just before I go for today, I went on my analytics on YouTube, tells you all your figures and numbers and how much people have watched and stuff like that. And the amount of people that have I can't string a sentence together now. The amount of people that have subscribed that haven't pressed the bell icon, because we're not doing it every Wednesday now, so if you're not on social media for that day or whatever, you might not see that the video's out. So if you go on the subscribe button and just click on the bell icon to all notifications, because there's only 500 out of the 4,000 people that have subscribed, only 500 have clicked the bell icon. So only 500 people will get a notification on their phone that I've uploaded a video. So make sure you click the bell icon. A little tip there, obviously, they're not coming out every Wednesday anymore. They're a bit random. So yeah. Right, enough of me yapping. I'm just gonna have a quick tidy up. Oh, Dad's left me out here with a load of crap out here. Anyway, that's me done for tonight.
What's happening, champs? Look what's back in the yard. Paddle. Woo! All the metals are ordered, ready to be refreshened up. Everything, there's a lot of work that needs to be done, as you can tell. We're gonna repanel everything, do all the sides, front bumper, back bumper, put that silly, what's that silly fin on, paint a yellow roof on it. Get it all painted up, freshened up. I'm buzzing, cannot wait. It needs to go right through. Everything needs to come off of it. Get a new engine sorted for it. I just had a little tidy up in here. All the spares are up on the bench, need to strip all them. Get that Civic back in from Aldershot. We didn't have a very good Aldershot. I don't really want to talk about it, to be honest. I thought I was gonna have a good meeting off of Yellow, but it didn't. Didn't go to plan, it was awful. Very busy day today. Get sorted and prepared for the British, I think is next for me, at Kingsley, and I'll probably do that in the Civic. This won't be done in time. Right, Monday. Gonna make a start on this Adam. The paddle. Gonna make a start on it, get the engine out, make it easier to move about and all that. Got to do the steering arm. The steering was all twisted from the, when was it? Aldershot meeting, the British. That's the last time I raced it. So get all that done, get the new steering arm on it, and get it back on its wheels, and it's ready to be sent away. The metal should be here tomorrow or the next day, and hopefully we can make a start on it. Let's get on with it. I've never had that happen to me ever. Cheap tools, I reckon. It's out. It's the first engine I've actually took out by myself. Went alright. I forgot to take the front of the engine mount off. That would have made it a lot easier, so it just kept dragging on everything coming out, but it's been so long since I took an engine out this Adam. Well, I've slept since then, so forgotten. But at least it's out. I'll show you the steering arm as well. It's horrible. Change the steering rack now. I need to strip the other ones actually, so what's the time? Might have enough time to do that tonight. Yeah, but at least that's out now. I'll clean that all up and put the drive shafts back in it, get the wheels back on and put it on its feet again. Let's go, champ.
Cheers for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the first part of the week, getting ready for Yarmouth at the end of the week. Hopefully we can get more updates from Jack on his rebuild of the Radom. No, it's not the Radom, of the Padam, and see if he can make a comeback in the Vauxhalls.